All right. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday to you all, depending on where you're watching us from. I want to welcome you guys to the podcast of Action Require Media, where we entertain, we educate, and we empower. This is an emergency show. It's not one of our usual scheduled show. It's an emergency call show. Today we will be inviting a brother who has written a book. He's not just a writer, he's also an entrepreneur, a Liberian brother. When a brother is doing something good in our community, it's good to shine that light, and this brother is indeed a very brilliant guy. I'm not going to go too deep into that introduction, but we will bring him on to talk about this book. I'm very eager to read this book myself. I believe the title is The Mission. The Mission. By the title of the name of the book, I'm eager to read it. So I will let my co-host here, Brother Joseph, bring our guest on for today, and we will start our conversation. But by the way, Joe, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Right, just how you doing?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to
Oh
talk to
yes,
our brother.
man. And so this guy we are about to bring on is a good friend of mine, childhood friend, know him very well.
Yeah.
And whatever he does, it just like inspires me the most.
Mhm.
So with further ado, okay, I would just get my brother on real quick so we can
Yeah.
start the show.
Let's bring him on.
His name is Edwin S. Paul Jr.
Edwin S.
All
Paul
right,
Jr.
Edwin S. Paul Jr. And so this guy is ready to tell us why he wrote this book. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get my brother on.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul,
Hey guys, how are you?
doing pretty good. Welcome.
Thank you so
Edwin,
much.
Edwin. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. How you
Thank you
spending your
guys.
Sunday? How are you spending your Sunday?
Well, it's been a pretty busy week. I'm doing this on here with you guys. I've been happening a lot of different lives, Liberian life. I want this book to be trending within the Liberian community because it's a story that needs to be heard. You know what I mean? It actually reconnect,
But
especially when you have kids that were born here, reconnecting back
Edwin,
to the root. So I've
yeah,
been
Edwin,
doing. I've
But
been
but but
busy.
but, but hold on,
we
hold
ain't
on, hold
start
on,
yet. Hold
Edwin.
up.
We will get to that. We will get to that part, and we will get to that the intro of the book, and then you will take off from there. But
So,
Joseph, go ahead.
so at this time, Edwin Paul, it is my pleasure to welcome you on Action Required Media Show. Okay, like my brother Ragnar said, this is not one of our scheduled time, but just for you, we have to
Mhm.
make some kind of space ready for you. Okay, so at this time, I would want for you to introduce yourself to our audience, let them know your name, who you are, where you're from, and then we can go into the book.
Into the
Okay.
book, yeah.
All right, guys. First of all, I want to thank you guys for doing this for me. Not because you guys are my brothers, but you know what I mean. It's hard to see the unity within our community. So the fact that you took upon your pressure time to just do the impromptu and it kind of like a media thing for me, I appreciate you guys for that. Yeah, my name is Edwin Saipor Jr. Again, I'm from Liberia, born in McGibbon County, Habel. Me and my brother Brown, we were on a camp. We attended school together over there. I currently reside in West Des Moines, Iowa. So I'm a current banker and do some entrepreneurial stuff on the side.
Okay. All right. Good. So let us not waste too much of our time. Okay. What I'm going to do, we're going to show the book to the people, and then we're gonna talk about the book before we tell them, how and tell them more stuff about the book. Okay. So give me a couple of seconds, and I'm going to put the book up. All right. So if you're watching, that's Aaron Paul right there, and that's
Mhm.
the book cover right there. You
I,
see,
I like I like the
mission.
cover. It's
Yeah,
nice.
that pretty telling.
Hmm.
Um, so, brother Jesse, if you have any question now, let's
Yeah, yeah. Why if you take the book down a little bit for
yeah.
now, just take it
Let me
just
let me
take it
take
down.
care.
Um, first, before we get into it, I must also commend our brother. Anytime a brother, or anyone in the community who's expiring, who's doing well, we must, like I said earlier in my intro, we must shine, help to shine that light. And I must commend you, Edwin, for a job well done. I've not read the book yet, but just the effort that I know you put into it, I must commend you and say congratulations again. To get straight to it, right? First of all, the title of the book itself, man, how did you come about? The title is very catchy. The mission, how
All right.
you know
Thank you so much. So I was very close to my paternal grandmother. I was very close to her. So my grandmother had 10 kids. So only my father survived. So because of that, and then my father left for the U.S. very early on, around '86. So she took me as a grandchild and also like a second child. So she
yeah.
treated me double. She gave me double love. So whenever I'm lying on her lap, she would tell me these stories. These stories that she would just tell me these stories, and I'll be listening. I'll be listening. But I couldn't verify the accounts. I couldn't validate the account. So I decided to fictionalize the story and probably bring like someone that was gonna bring come into that area and help them. So the book is actually focus on my grandmother's story that she told me. It's inspired by the story that she told me. So as far as the mission, which is Samantha, the main character, I fictionalized her and just did a research and try to pour within the story and see, come out with a different view and go into this town, this fictional town that I created, and come out with a different view and see what happened. So when she got there, she started colliding. The people were ceremoniously into that belief system, but she wanted to change it,
Okay.
and then she started going against the different
So,
odds.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Joe, can you hear me?
I think Joe is freezing
Yeah,
again.
I think it's present. But yeah, but that's very catchy. That's very catchy. First, if I must ask, if you don't mind, is your grandma is, I believe she's still alive, right?
No, she's not. My
Oh
grandma passed
man,
away
well,
in 91. Yeah,
oh, okay. I
she's
know she would
not.
have
Yeah,
loved to hear that, her grandson, her baby, finally wrote a book off of stories that were told to you, to see that,
yeah.
that you
She
did
would.
that.
She would have
But
loved that. Yeah, she would have
yeah,
loved
she
that.
would have. I know she will. She's still proud of you anyway. I know that for sure. But first of all, if to where can you find this book? Where how if I want to purchase it, where can I find it?
The book will be available on Amazon for now. It's gonna be in paperback. It's also gonna be an ebook
Okay. Oh, so you're gonna have a e. Okay, I think that's a. Can you
for
hear
the
me, Edwin?
paperback book, and it's gonna be $9.99 for the ebook if you wanted to read to you. Uh, we should have a lot of contacts with like Barnes and Nobles, and
Okay.
but we filter it down to Amazon because it's the most search for
Everything
now.
on
But
Amazon.
we can
Everything
put
is
it
on
on Barnes
Amazon.
and Noble if we have a lot of requests from our side. But for now, it's only on Amazon. And it's gonna be available on April 22nd.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to
They
get a
release. I
date
see the release date.
for
Yeah,
in the pre-ordering, but it's gonna be available on Amazon.
yeah.
Amazon.com.
I like that ebook part. I like because I'm a big reader myself. I like the ebook, so I can download it and go from
I
there.
can't hear you
But
for some reason. I can't hear you.
you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me, Edwin. I think you will have to log off, and come back on. Yeah, he's not hearing me. Guys, hold on. Edwin, you have to
Yeah, I
log
can't
off.
hear you guys.
You're not hearing me, huh? Hold
It's
on, hold on,
dead.
hold on,
I can't hear you.
hold on. Um,
Yeah.
you will have to log off. Let me see. Log off. Okay. You can
Yeah,
see me, right?
restart it over.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, try to log off and come back in. Well, viewers, I want to say sorry for that. I guess there is some technical problem, I believe. But if you also hear, if you are on Facebook here, if you can hear me loud and clear, please please give me a thumbs up. If you cannot, then I will have to restart the show. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Again, we are talking to Edwin. He's an entrepreneur, a writer. He's a Liberian young fellow. You know, he's written a book that we want to talk about today. So if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up. Yeah. Meanwhile, I will have to break in. Let me take a quick break from here and figure out what's going on the other side. Please, please, guys, you bear with us. Now, Edwin, you can hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Edwin? Okay, guys, I will be back. Let me disconnect here and then I'll come right back, please.
Can you guys hear me? Guys, can you hear me? I think it's freezing.
Welcome. Uh,
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It was freezing. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I had to get off and come back on, but so the sound is good now from your side, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, so again, I want to apologize to my viewers here. We were talking to our brother Edwin S. Paul, an entrepreneur, the young Liberian writer. He came up with a book, The Mission. Again, you are watching us here. This is the podcast of Action Required Media, where we entertain, we educate, and we empower. So here we are on the educational aspect of side of it, of what we do here on this podcast. We do everything. We talk to people. We help. We advertise businesses. We promote businesses as well. Today we are here talking to our brother Edwin. So Edwin, yeah, and if you don't mind, just to re-intro, because we had that break-in session. So if you will just reintroduce yourself and let our viewers know, exactly who we are talking to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. If you don't mind, take it from there again, please.
All right, yeah, we can start over. Again, my name is Edwin S. Port Jr., Edwin Sai Port Jr. I'm from Liberia. I was born in Habel, Magibi County. Uh, I reside in Ghana briefly. We went to school over there. Went to school with my brother Brown.
Yeah.
I'm currently residing in West Des Moines, Iowa. Again, I also do some entrepreneurial stuff on the side. What is that? Entrepreneur is very vague.
Mm.
What I do is that, you know, trying to turn your credit card from debt to wealth. So I do stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah. So flipping stuff, for example, your Sam's Club car,
Uh-huh.
I can just make you pay for it for the first time, and then you wouldn't have to pay for it again forever. So I got stuff like yeah, you just have the car, you just pay the one time fee, and then the St. Clair will pay you the rest of the fees. You just have the car, and it's gonna be the business car. It's not just gonna be the regular
so so
$40
so so,
car. So that business car,
right
yeah.
before we get into
Go
this
ahead.
whole book, we are yet to talk about this book, but you said something very interesting. So you help people, but let me ask a question. You help, do you help repair credits? Is that what you're saying?
I do credit repair, and
Okay.
after, because I just don't stop there, so I can do credit repair. But after you get to a certain level, I can take your whatever limit that you have and flip it and turn it against the credit card company. So that way they're working for you instead of you worrying about it. Yeah.
So folks, there you go. We are here to promote a book, but now Edwin is revealing something that I myself I'm interested in knowing in going further. You know, if you are here on this show live, watching live, right, and you want to get in contact with Edwin, that all this information will come later on. But I'm very very interested because I'm a Sam's Club member, and I pay
Yeah.
this annual fee this annual fee and all these, hidden fee. And
I don't
yesterday
pay.
I was
I have the better car than you. I don't pay.
but that's what I'm gonna be talking to you behind the scene. I can't wait, But it's a good thing to know that our Liberian brother is doing this, and you're doing well for yourself, my brother. I must commend you and congratulate you. You know, um, um, like I was telling Joe earlier, right? I said whenever we find our young Liberian, either our brother or sisters that are doing something good, we must help to bring that to light. But let's go back to the book. That's the reason why we are here, right? The mission.
Hmm.
I know earlier I had asked why the name. How did you come about the name, the mission? And you briefly, explain about your grandma before we had that technical issue. If you wouldn't mind
Yeah.
talking about that again, please.
Sure. Go ahead and restate. So, like I said earlier on, my grandmother used to tell me these stories. And, it's crazy story when I was younger. I was close to her, my grandmother from my father's side. She'll tell me when I lay on her life, she'll just tell me the story. She'll go on and on and
Yeah.
on. So, but I couldn't validate the accounts, and I couldn't even go to the actual town to interview people. Maybe if I attempted, I wouldn't be alive right now. So what I did was, what I did was fictionalize the story. And most of the account could be true, but the town that is occurring is a fictional town. And I also sent like somebody over there that has a complete opposite view of the town and see
Mm,
what happens. So yeah, so and then it follows a missionary young girl. Her name is Samantha. She's on the cover that went over there, took upon herself to go over there in this little small town, and they actually believe in rituals and human sacrifices. That's their way of life.
right. So you are giving out so much. If I should read the book, right, and at the end of the day, what will you want your readers? I've not read it, so of course I'm going to ask these questions. What will you want your readers to take away, from the book? Like, okay, now I've read the book, but what will you, the writer, what you want your reader to take away from this book?
That's a good question. I'm
Mm,
glad you asked. So when you read a book, it's gonna realign you with your traditions.
wow.
You're gonna learn about togetherness, how the people stick together.
Hmm.
You're gonna extract the good from the tradition, not just the other thing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good side of the tradition that is so fundamental. That's the reason why Africans will come here with just like a kaswa bear, and then we'll make it because our tradition is so strong.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm actually encouraging young readers from the age of 15 and up. I want older people to read as well. It's everybody book, but I
Yeah.
want the younger kids that are at least born here so they get realigned because they go through bullying and stuff in school, but they're
Hmm.
not tough like us guys. They're not built like you and I. We are built. So somebody
Yeah.
telling you, say, "Oh my man, you put palm butter in my market." We don't care. We're just looking at what we're going. I want a job so I can build my house or start my business. I don't care about what the person is saying. They're not getting to me because my the foundation is so strong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can learn. Like, you see refrigerator here right now, and they're making cold water, but it's actually calabasas in the interior, like in the
Hmm.
villages, that can make cold water, keep it cold forever. So that's a lot of things, but
Just to hold you there, it's good you even talk about the traditional aspect of the book, right? That
hmm
even I can't wait to get it myself because, so our kids that are born here, they were almost born into that silver spoon,
yeah,
and where everything is being handed to them, right? And
yeah,
and, and so that cultural instillment, they don't have it now. For
no,
my son
no,
or my kids, what I tell them is I try to instill that, like you said, I'm built, I'm solid because of
yeah,
tradition. So I try to pass that into them. But at the end of the day, it seems somewhat is hard because the scenery, you know, one would say, okay, let's carry the kids to Liberia for them to see. But with this book,
yeah,
I know that they can read it and begin to ask questions. And like you said, it's not just for the kids, but adults can read it too. Because sometimes some adults do forget about some of these things, the culture. Like you just reference to keeping water in a calabash and it gets cold. These
yeah.
things happen. And I'm a testament to that. You
Yeah, you
know,
see people like
since
Google and trying to build like small village, but we're the
yeah,
first people on earth, and we're way wiser. But they try to demonize the non-things are coming up. So we have the fresh source. Like you see
civilization.
these massages stuff. You can go by the water, the little mud over there. They
Yeah,
started use to massage people's skin. It's so expensive. They're selling our mud over here. Like, for instance, charcoal. Charcoal can whiten your teeth more than any other thing. They got charcoal infused toothbrushes, but people try to demonize it and make it look crazy.
and
So you
I got
connect
one
with
right
stuff
there.
like
As a
that.
matter of fact, I got one. and,
Yeah,
and, and what made me to even purchase that toothpaste? It's on it, charcoal. It's right there. It's right there in Sam's Club. As a matter of fact, I saw it.
yeah,
I see charcoal. But yeah, back
mm,
then, I've used charcoal before to brush my teeth.
yeah,
And
yeah,
afterwards, look at the results. I can put charcoal against any Pepsodent. you
yeah,
know?
yeah. But it make it look crazy. But now they're using our charcoal to infuse it into toothbrushes.
Yeah,
It make
using the mud,
before when these kids don't go to school, all they can tell is all bad.
all bad,
It's all
all
bad.
negative. And it will surprise you, like when I tell my sons, right, that hey, uh, um just to talk about the tradition, right? Finish what you can eat, or finish
Yeah,
what you take. Don't because I don't, I'm not into the spoiled food. Like again,
yeah,
when it comes to preservation, back home
yeah,
back then we could people couldn't afford the refrigerator, right? But
yeah,
food preservation was it was a unique thing. The food will not spoil, and because of how this traditional way of doing things. I was watching my grandma myself. I would watch my grandma. She would cook, and she had this basket where she would keep the food, but put it at a specific location in the kitchen, right?
yeah,
And come back the next day, the food is still fresh. I mean, it's still like it's just been it's just been cooked. And this I'm
yeah.
talking about a day, 2 days later. And those things, I miss it. I miss it. I can't wait. But talk to me about this book, brother. Let's talk about this book. The book, man,
Yeah,
I
so
can't wait to lay hands on it myself.
yeah, so you know how, like, I don't know how many books you have read. You know how sometimes like the authors, it take a long time to get to the point.
Yeah.
But for this book, as soon as you open the book, the action ensues. So
Wow.
I wrote it like a page turner. So you get hooked as soon as you open the
From the
first page.
beginning, from the get-go.
Yeah, so it got the traditional values, and the way the kids play in the night in the town of the new moon and stuff like that. You got those, you got the funnies, you got the chiefs that we are talking,
Yeah.
when they have meetings and stuff like that. Uh Going to the markets, in the villages, on Saturday, what they sell and things. You get insight like that from that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so detailed and revealing and so vivid, you can put yourself within the time, so you get
You,
stuck on it.
eh,
Before I even hit the climb, I sent it over to like four authors, so they can take a look, and they were hooked. It's like, man, this so, and one of them being one of our friends called Brian Side. He's a theater guy. He's a script writer. When I sent it, he said, "Mama, you can turn the thing, you can go straight to movie." I said, "No, let's do story first." Yeah. So it's spellbinding. You get hooked on it real quick. As soon as you open the page, you get hooked.
you get
So you're
hooked.
gonna start, you find yourself smiling, you find yourself fret, you find yourself, feeling sad, and
And
incorporate everything into one book.
And actually, that's how I like to read. I mean, I'm an adventurer reader. That's
Mm.
how I like to read. But I like to, and if most books will do that to you. I like to insert myself in these books that I will find.
Yeah,
I know you were asking how many books. I'm a wild reader. I love reading things. So I find books, different books. I read it. The theme, the title is catchy. I want to know what it's
yeah,
about, right? So I'm always
yeah,
inserting myself. But I know back to this book, there must have been other research from your side. I know your grandma's story, very unique one, but there were other research that I know you did. I mean, first of all, how did you come about to just to all your materials, all your research? I mean, talk to me about the whole formation, the putting together the materials and the whole book. How you came about it?
yeah. And that's a very important question. Research. So research is very integral to any book writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you write a draft, but then you gotta have powerful research for you
Yeah.
to. The powerful research will pace you. So what I did was I did a lot of research on the Peace Corps, right? But
Mm.
I flip it. So the Peace Corps, it's not like what you can get on Wikipedia. I use Wikipedia like the research the white girls play. So I read Ann Arbor, Michigan. I never been to Ann Arbor, Michigan, but I did a lot of research on Wikipedia. I know what the farmers market in Ann Arbor. Like I've been there,
Yeah.
so I know all the different distances between schools and stuff. So I did that from Ann Arbor, Michigan, where the university located. I never been to Michigan, but with that research I did. But then actually the Peace Corps, I got a document from college. My wife was in college at the time. She gave me this document that is not
Yeah.
on Wikipedia that I actually just close by school. So I delved deep into the Peace Corps. But the Peace Corps basically they will go. Their goal is they're coming in, but they want to reestablish democracy through the Peace Corps. So they're
Yeah.
not Christianists, so to speak. They're bringing that democracy to you. They want to change your form or way of thinking as far as the government relates, so you can align. So they're looking for ally. But I flip it in a way that she will go. She's going as a Christian, but she a little bit against it with the Peace Corps. She went through the Peace Corps, but she's doing it in a whole different way. So my research got extracted from the Peace Corps documentation that was available to
Okay.
me, and I also used Wikipedia to do heavy research on Ann Arbor, Michigan, to get good information as to how people live over there, the school, the distances from Ann Arbor, Michigan to Michigan itself, the University of Michigan. So that's what I got my research material from.
Oh, thank you, thank you. That must have been a whole lot. But once again, to our viewers, if you are watching us here for the first time, welcome to the podcast of Action Required Media, where we entertain, we educate, and we empower. Today, we are here talking to one of our Liberian entrepreneur, brother Edwin Paul, Edwin S. Paul. Edwin Paul is a writer. He's come up with a book, The Mission, and today we are diving, into it. Want to know his whole mind, as a matter of fact. But Edwin, briefly, what inspired you, to write this book?
So, um, I, you know what I mean? I never even thought I was a writer. But
Yeah.
during my time when I was alone by myself, single, I used to do a lot of reading, right? I used to
Mm-hmm.
read a lot of John Grisham, even opposite books, the economic books.
Okay.
Different genre I'm not even have interest to. But my inspiration, so when we were in school, Brown would tell you, our man Brian Slot, when it comes to English,
Mm-hmm.
and when it comes to theatric, everybody would point at Brian Slot in the class. So my first inspiration came when we were in Ghana and we had a situation on the camp.
Yeah.
And then the soldiers came on the camp or in the fence, and then whatever they were looking for, and they sent us back. When the following day we went to school. When we went to school, our English teacher gave us a pop quiz. He told us to tell the story what happened.
Right.
So
Right about that event.
when we're
Occurred.
arrived by the event, so everybody, of course, talking about storytelling. Oh, everybody was looking up to Brian, even myself.
Yeah.
I'm not. But the way I told the story in detail, he actually commended me. I keep on top, which was shocking to
Wow.
myself. So he's in a commended me. I was a good storyteller. It's my story was number one. So that was the first time I said, oh, okay. But when I came here when I was in college, I had a similar situation again.
Mm.
It snowed heavily. We got to school. The teacher told us to write about it. I was driving to school and stuff. And I wrote it again. But how the people here, they don't care about, you know what I mean? Like all the African give you extra pap. But the lady took her
Right.
time with a red pen on the back of my paper. She said your storytelling ability is so detailed and it's so good. I used to keep that paper for a long time. So now reading all of these books and getting these two confirmations. So and then the guy John Christian. So I said maybe I could write something, but I didn't know what to write.
Mm-hmm.
But this story keep coming back to me. Every time I think about writing anything, this is the one story about my grandma keep coming back to me. I would erase that. I said, no, I want to write about something like a movie, like, like create a bad guy and, fighting stuff
Yeah.
into the IRS, taxing this out. But this story kept coming back. So my inspiration came by those, low storytelling pat that I got on the back for school, and being a lot of writing, and the story that my grandma told me.
And that's very interesting. Sometimes really, I mean, I like your story there. Sometimes we don't know what we are capable of doing up until you try it, right? But the
Yeah,
fact that you even, and what I always tell people, what a good story is one that captures your attention from the very first line.
yeah,
And you seem to be that person who is very catchy in your explanation,
yeah,
and that's what make a very good writer. Because some books you will read you might read 2 3 paragraphs, but then it's not interesting. But from what I'm
yep,
getting from you is you are very detailed. You are very descriptive in how your thought process, right? I mean, I'm
yeah,
hearing you talking now. I'm almost getting in your brain, and you sound like a very interesting writer.
yeah.
um Another book is going to come out on the 22nd of April, you said, right?
Yes,
We then let's get to the jolly day. They celebrate. Are you planning on having a release party? What is it? How you
yes,
intend on?
yeah,
Yeah, talk to me.
yes. We're having a launch on April 16th.
Okay.
It's gonna be here in West Des Moines. We actually have pre-orders for over 100 books because people that want me to sign a copy. So they already sent our names to my wife
Wow.
because they want me to sign it there. So yeah, we're gonna have a launch on April 16th around 4 p.m. We're gonna broadcast it too as well. If you guys
Okay.
want to join the broadcast, for sure, I can link you up
Oh, sure, for
to
sure,
have
for
it
sure,
broadcast on
definitely.
your things. Yeah. So but yeah, we'll have a launch on. But I can say, our Liberian community will get a lot of flack all over the place to say we're party
Mm.
oriented. But this book has garnered a lot of interest in the background because if Brown would tell you, we used to go to school sister club. I'm a hard working person.
Yeah.
Well, in school, it's not because I'm a smart God gave me so, but I work everybody.
Hmm.
So I've been working behind the scene. You know what I mean? I've been sending out emailing like the book. People know about it in Germany already. They know about it in Florida. Like a whole Haitian community in Florida, I know about the book. I don't even know anybody in Florida. So that's how much I've been working behind the scenes. So I've been getting a lot of good reception when they see it. They're very interested in the story. So I've
And
been getting a lot of good reception. I want to thank the Liberian community because people think we are just party oriented, but we grew up around quizzing. We grew up around school. Like the educational center, going to
yeah,
Liberian school and quizzing with people and spelling and things like that. That's what I saw coming up. It's not too much about party. We chill, of course, we all can chill.
yeah.
But that's the culture I came up with. So I wanted to bring everybody back to this. So, and, we can get back to the basic because Liberia is not just the blackboard. We all got our blackboard. But no
We
Liberian
do,
people let
we do.
education business.
And I must also ask or say, I can tell that from your upbringing, because you sound to be a very very brilliant and educated guy. Your upbringing. Sometimes our parents will be doing these things for us or to us, and you think that is bad. My mom will say, "Hey, Jesse, you play so and so time, go get your book." At that
Yeah,
time, I felt she was being too strict, trying to limit
yeah,
my playing time. But now for me, here I am. I'm an engineer. I mean, I tell her every day just the fact that I know that my education is now putting food on my table, providing roof for me. So all of those things, and I can always see that from your statements here. But brother Edwin,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
you.
We all have a humble beginning. My
Yeah.
mom is not educated, but guess who taught me all the business principle? Is her. She was always ahead of. She's not educated. She will always throughout the war. People will always line up in front of our place for food. I don't know how she knew how to keep store food for certain times. She know it's gonna be disappear,
Yeah.
but she will always turning $100 into $3,000. So
Wow.
all my business senses, I got it from her, and she's not educated. She was a businesswoman. Made so much money. We used to have a whole room full in a whole barrel full of money in it just from her business sense.
Yeah.
So sometimes the business thing is not equal, but again, like you said, the principles come from your parents. What it is
Yeah.
say or they don't say, most of the time kids just watch from what a parent do. It's not too much about talking. So yeah, humble beginning is very good, and people think poverty as a blockish. I see poverty as an opportunity to tell you the truth.
So it is an opportunity. But you know, you said something that I had said uh, uh at church. I believe it was at a church, or I was emceeing a program, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I said it's very interesting how our older people, you will not teach them. They will sell something to you and give you an exact change, but they were not
Yeah,
educated. You know, that's why I
yeah,
say sometimes all the is this education thing is it depends on which lens we are looking at it from. Because most of our parents back then at the time were not educated, but they were not fools. You
yeah,
couldn't deceive them money wise. You know, like you
yeah,
said, you know, you went to the market and all of these people, they old man and are selling. They don't want to school. But
yeah.
try to trick them, and you will see they will catch you. They will tell you, say, "Hey, you can't do this to me," and that's why I'm very very excited about. You know, but Brother Edwin, I know this book is coming out on the 22nd. And now it's on Amazon. It's an ebook. I know you're trying to get it on. Is it Barnes and Nobles, right?
Right now, I'm not pushing so much for Barnes and Noble. Everybody
Okay.
seems to be so much in sync with Amazon. So it's
Yeah.
Amazon.com, April 22nd.
Okay.
Again, I'm trying to get a date for pre-order, but I'll let you guys know when you can
Please
pre-order.
do.
Internally, if you want a signed copy from me, then you got to contact me directly so we
Oh,
can put you on
you
our.
know, I gotta have my signed copy. I need an autograph.
Yeah, so
I need that.
you got to get on the list and I can
And
hand it over
hey,
to my wife because she
put
the
me on
one
the list,
managing
brother.
that.
Put me on the list, definitely. And but you intend on extending it up to Walmart? You know, having it on the bookshelves in Walmart.
Yes, my wife is responsible for planning the marketing.
Okay.
We're trying to align it with the local stores that like we got Walmart and Hy-Vee over here. So and the library too because with all the computer like I always have a library card. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
something like that. But we're looking into it, but it's gonna be a good thing and go over and do like a showcase. But the
Yeah.
Hy-Vee is a local store, so it'll be like a good start to do stuff like that.
It will. It will be. You know. And at the end of
It's
the
kind
day,
of
you
like
seem
public
to.
to you guys.
Yeah, it seems to be you are very you market yourself in a good way. You know, like I said, whenever you're doing something, who is the best person to promote a market is yourself. You know, when you
Yeah.
because you're talking about the book is already, you know, people are excited about it in Germany or where else you promoted this book. So you know you are taking the initiative to market it because it is your story. It is you want people to hear your story, and that's what I say. We don't want to sit down for all for the other market engines to run with it, but you are doing it yourself, and I must commend you for a job
Yeah,
well
but
done, brother.
the publisher will tell you you're the best person that can sell your book. What they're telling
Yes,
you,
sir.
essence, because all the huge platform they're going to introduce you to, they don't know your book, and they got a lot of books about like the international book place. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
writers there, so
Mm-hmm.
it's up to you to sell your book within your own circle. Now,
Yeah.
when you write your draft on your book, if you before you complete your draft, the
Mm-hmm.
next thing you gotta think about, even though you never read anything, you gotta think about selling your book. Even
You
though you
have
never
to.
read a book yet.
Yes.
So you
That
gotta start moving in that way. You gotta start inserting yourself in different group, be it
the
a church,
marketing.
joining people church, going to people wedding and things like that, going to people cookout. That's the marketing that you have way ahead of time
That's
before
the
you
marketing
even
right
finish
there.
your stuff. So I've been connecting with all of these different spots.
Yeah.
Uh, and I had this still page in my mind before I even completed the book.
That's good. That's very good. You know about back then when I used to be I don't know if Brian told you when I was into music, and when would go to the studio, come up with my CD. Trust me, I was in every party, not to
Yeah,
perform though, but to sell
yeah,
my CD. You know,
yeah,
sometimes I give it out free as a demo. You
yeah,
know, I did that, and people be like, Jesse, I want you to sign it, and I
yeah,
felt so good signing
yeah,
my you know, autographing my CD, and people, and I
yeah.
will visit friends, and I will see my CD or a shelf. You know, the case is sitting there, and people like, you know, I felt good about it, and you know, today a lot of people know me because I was this guy who would go to a party uninvited. Can you please
Yeah.
just allow me to sell my CD? Yes, and I did that. That's a marketing strategy that was some of us used, and I see that you are doing that yourself. But brother Edwin, I want to get more into a welcome back, brother Joe.
Yeah, I had a little difficulties there.
Yeah, I want to get a little bit into
Yeah,
your
technical
entrepreneur.
difficult longer than Liberian economic drive, bro.
Can you imagine the message? Well, Corinne where? Corico, Corico. But yeah, but once again, I want to say welcome again, brother Edwin. You're doing good. You're making Liberians proud, Liberia proud. If you are here on this podcast again, we've gone 40 minutes.
Let
We are
me
talking
can,
to an entrepreneur. We are talking to a writer. A young Liberian writer. He's come up with a book, The Mission, as you can see.
all right.
And
Let me
if you want to get this book, Brother Edwin has said that you can go on Amazon. It's going to be released on the 22nd of
okay.
April, I believe. I can't wait to have my copy signed and sent and mailed out to me. So if you need a personal copy signed and mailed out to you, please, I would like to say you can contact Brother Edwin here. Brother Edwin, will you want to,
Yeah, if they want a signed copy so they can reach out to my wife, it's doing flow. So DAWINEFLO at gmail.com. So DAWINEFLO at gmail.com. They
so
can
then,
contact her on Facebook as
Yeah,
well. And you
but
send her like an IM and she
yeah,
can add
Edwin,
into the list.
we'll get the
Yes.
information for you and post it on our page.
on the page, yeah, and
Yeah.
pin
So
it.
Sure.
before we go, Edwin, um, Africa has some great writers. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, which one of the stars you're trying to follow? Like my favorite writer now from Nigeria,
Chineke Achebe.
Chibi. My favorite
Mhm.
book, Things Fall Apart. You know, um, if you can say, who do you want to be like, or the style of writing that you try to portray, or something, maybe just yourself, or
The
maybe
writing style is equivalent to equivalent to Chino Achebe, but unlike his style, like the British man coming to take over and stuff, and rule people, no, but it's just like a village kind of saying, but then it tells you the different details of the villages, and then it goes into the people practices. So it will be Chino Achebe style kind of writing. So if you like Chino Achebe things for a part, you're gonna enjoy this book.
and
all
and
right.
and and let me just come in there real quick, right? I think
I'm going.
brother Joe, I think Edwin is his own man. And I would like a writer to present their own style, whether he's modeling from or Chino Achebe, but I think your story is you. So
That's
if
true.
you if you if you
Yeah,
if
but
you stop, go ahead.
yeah, so I just want people to get that the writing, the storytelling ability is kind of like him. But
Okay.
again, my pacing is different. Like if you read things for a part, it doesn't get to the point right away. For me,
No,
and as soon as you open the page, the drama is on. It's like Netflix. So
that's your
drama
style.
ensues as soon as you open the page. So
Yeah,
and they
that's your
keep you
All right.
on
style.
your pace, and keep you on your pace. So you're not confused. What the thing going? What the thing going? It just keep you on pace. So page turner,
Yeah.
page after page after page.
All right, gentlemen. I think we passed time now, so I don't know if you guys want to end here or you
I
guys still
got
want to
I got
continue.
I got one more question, and then we will go. Let Edwin give his closing statements. But brother Edwin, I know this is the first book. I certainly know this is not going to be the last book. Do you intend on writing more books after this?
Yes. But this book is not like a series kind of book. So it's one.
Okay.
I do have a lot of different just staying on my mind. So I wanted to be out, but yes, I do have a lot of great ideas. That is not unlike this, completely different from the
Or
kind of
who
thing. But I
knows?
just wanted to put this book
Or
out.
who knows? Readers or not readers discretion or readers how do I want to say it? But who knows if I should read this book, you could and suggest a sequel. You could have a part one, part two. All depends how catchy. Because from hearing
No,
you explain,
what I want to do, I don't want to give people the kind of hope because I know as a writer because if you write a fresh book, you know it's gonna have a part two when you complete it, or
Yeah.
it's gonna be a series. You know, that's not the case with this. What I want to do, if it reaches a certain milestone,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna turn it into a movie. That's the only next part.
Yes. 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 I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate that explanation
So
because
when it reaches that milestone, then we're gonna turn it into a movie and put it on Netflix. So we're gonna go to Liberian and film the same. But people like to see, the picture as
big
well.
dreams. Hey man, if you are here
Yeah.
watching by the way of Facebook, or I don't know, my brother, if we are on YouTube yet.
Yes, we're on YouTube.
So we're on YouTube live, Action Required Media. I must, hey man, I must give a thumbs up, a hands up for this guy. He's doing something big, you know. To hear the movie aspect, to hear the movie side of it, because how many of us have watched movies and hope to see the part two, part three?
Yes, yeah.
You know, you want to see a continuation, but now we are starting from a book, and eventually we will be seeing the pictures. We will be seeing more characters to this book. Brother Edwin, man, I can't wait to have my copy. I would like you to. I don't know if Brother Joseph they have a question for you.
No, I don't have any question. Like he got some other obligations, so
Okay.
that's what I'm
With
trying to
that
follow.
said, Brother
Yes, sir.
Edwin, it's been nice having you. Can you just give us a closing, a parting, remarks?
Sure, I want to close with this though. I want to thank the Liberian community. I know you guys are up there in North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
It's been a huge blessing. As far as the Liberian community is concerned towards this project. Iowa has been a huge showing. I was just on a live the other day. There was a lot of people asking the similar questions and like interactive media asking what we're on live.
Yeah.
So, but I want education to trend within the Liberian community, right? So
Mm.
it's not just because it's my book. But if Brown or you come up with something, if Brown said, "Oh, I want to come up with something about medical," or you want to come up with something about engineer, we need to make
Yeah.
education trend. That's
Yeah.
the only way we can change things. And within our community, we can sit down and talk what politics, what not politics. This things can only be changed through education because the more you read, the more your mind is open.
Yeah.
So
The more
I
enlightened.
want this book to trend within the Liberian community, and to outweigh the negative. I know there's just a fraction of negativity that's out there, but I want the book to trend. So everybody reading it, get into it, posting it, talking about it, discussing it. I want us to do that. I wanted to reach the youth as well. So I really thank you guys for doing this impromptu interview, for bringing me here. I know I'm good friends with you guys, but you didn't have to do it. But you
Mm.
felt there was a need that this message has to get out. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. I thank you guys for doing this.
You're
Thank you.
welcome, my brother. Anytime, anytime. That's what this platform is about. You know, like I said, we entertain. It's our motto. We entertain, we educate, and we inspire. You have come on here today. I know you've been an encouragement to a whole lot. You know, a whole lot, and so we just want to say big thanks to you as well. If you wouldn't mind, you can just click that leave button, and Brother Joe and myself will conclude from here. Thank you. Hey Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the book down for a minute. Put the book down for a minute if you don't mind.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. But why you do that? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Again, I must commend Edwin. To write a book is not an easy thing, Joe. I know you know that.
Oh, for
It takes a
sure.
lot of research. It takes hours, countless hours, man, of staying up. The editing, you gotta edit the book yourself before you even take it to the publisher. You
Oh,
got
yeah,
to
he,
there's
he,
a
he,
there's
he did a pretty good job. He did a pretty
Yeah, he
good
did
job.
it. I mean, I've not read it yet, but I can almost feel how good of a book it is just by hearing him. A good writer is one who can explain better verbally. And to know that our young Liberian brother, like again, I was saying earlier, right? I was
Mhm.
on a show. I was invited to be a guest uh on one of my sisters it's a gospel artist, to talk about her song. And when you what I'm trying to say here is, there were few people watching. There were few people here and there. and And so, but I encourage her. I say, let's just go on with it. Let's just talk about what we want to talk about. The good things that she was doing, right? But in a nutshell, what I'm trying to get to, when a good thing is being done, right, it doesn't catch our people attention
Nope.
that well, that much, to say, oh man, this is something good that these guys are doing, and what can we do to be a part of? You know what I mean? But if it's something, if we were gossiping here, you know, if we were saying something that is of no use, right? You find more people, I mean, betting in, trying to have the say so.
Oh yeah,
But
sure.
I must commend, you know, it's time for our people, man. Liberians, we have to be very supportive. You know, a brother came
But
up with
but
a book.
but
Let's do what we can do to
yeah, but
promote it.
Jesse, you
I'm
know,
on
one,
board,
one
hands
thing.
on deck. What you have to say to that?
So one thing we should realize as people, negativity sells. Okay.
A whole lot.
Uh, Understand this though. It took a long time to build a reputation. Okay.
Hmm.
Years and years, but yet take about a couple of seconds to destroy it.
The tear down. Yeah.
Look at architecture, right? So you build a
Hmm.
building, you build an
Yeah.
upstairs building for six
Yeah.
months to a year.
Hmm.
To get rid of it, you get rid of it in 3 seconds, or maybe 4 or 5 seconds. It
Yeah.
just come down. So what I'm trying to say here is most people survive or love negative energy. And,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing we are not part of, to support
Yeah.
that negativity or to bring in negative energy to people. What we do here is we take out we find out the positive part of it.
The positive
We
part.
bring
Yeah.
it in and we entertain people, educate people, send it in the right direction. And these are the kind of people need to be talking to. Like my brother Edwin.
Yeah. Well, folks, there we go. I believe my brother is having some technical difficulties over at his end, but we will. I'll just close this show and say thanks to you guys for staying on. You know, if you have a question that you want Edwin, if you want Edwin to answer, please send us a message. Go into my inbox, go into Brother Joseph's inbox, and send us these questions, and they will be addressed momentarily. I just want to say have a happy Sunday evening from my end here, and you stay blessed as well. Thank you. Thanks.